What's up, everybody? This is Jay Spruill, movies, music, sports, and life. I normally hit y'all with the headphones, but I'ma just try to project my voice and and give y'all this finale recap as best as I can. So let's just get into it. First of all, shout out to my boy Jason, aka Slang, aka Slang Hughes, aka Slangston Hughes, for commenting on the last Daredevil video I did. My boy BA, aka Get Your Bars Up, and everybody else, of course, without a doubt, my guy Smooth, aka Chance Jalave. Uh, Seems like you've been going through it, homie, man, but just remember, man, all this stuff is temporary. You know what I'm saying? You never want to do anything that will permanently alter who you are or what you can become over some temporary issues. But I say all that because I know y'all are the main ones that comment on my Daredevil videos. So I would like to know what y'all thought of. I guess we can call it season one. It was like the closest that you can get to rebooting something without formally rebooting it. I mean, they just came up with a completely different style. And from what I understand, Charlie Cox, the actor that plays Daredevil, and the actor who plays the Punisher, both of them refused to return to the Daredevil show unless the script was outstanding and they believed in it. So I can definitely see why they came back because they did something. And when Punisher got captured and they was beating on him, I knew that they weren't gonna kill him because Punisher has a 1 hour special mini movie. Y'all remember when they did that for the Guardians of the Galaxy, that Christmas mini movie, and then they did that Wolfman mini movie that was 1 hour. Uh, yeah, Punisher is getting his own 1 hour special. So definitely him being in the prison, the dungeon, the dinner dungeon, and then escaping is going to lead directly into that. And that may also lead directly into Spider Man 4, A Brand New Day, because he was told that you need to have a team. And shout out to Karen. Karen was all through this episode from him being in a hospital chair in the bed and saying her name instead of saying his girl's name, Heather. She was really getting on my nerves, y'all. I'm glad they broke up without breaking up on the screen. But she has so much hatred for vigilantes. It almost seemed like a metaphor for black people. Like when she was trying to tell him there's no such thing as a good vigilante, whether it was Muse that was sucking people's blood and painting with it, or Daredevil. It just seemed the writing was kind of bad on that. Like there wasn't any logic for her to hate Daredevil that much, especially when you are sleeping with him, you know. But but yeah, the way they setting it up is that if Wilson Fisk Kingpin declares New World Order and there's a curfew, anything with Daredevil, I mean with vigilantes is illegal. Karen was right to tell him that you can't fight that type of army that he has without an army of your own. And I think something that was interesting in addition to the end credit scene, um, my mom, shout out to my mom, Miss Spruill, she's a big Daredevil fan. You know, she always talks to me about these shows and she loves to watch them. And so I was with her, and there was a scene. when after Karen showed up, she admitted that she called Frank Castle, the Punisher, to give Daredevil some help because she knew that he wouldn't accept any help. Because he said, "You didn't call me first?" And it said, "No, because I wanted to help you and I knew that you needed extra manpower and I just know how you are." So that kind of raised my antennas a little bit. It's like, so it seemed like a little bit of jealousy or incredulousness, and I guess I kind of don't like the way they just totally did away with him and Heather's relationship and just kind of forced us head on into him being back in love with Karen again. But then uh, they were in the room, and Frank, aka the Punisher, says, "Would you like some coffee?" And then she looked and she paused, and she said, "Yeah." And the whole time I'm thinking, and I mentioned it to my mom, it's like, did they mess around or something? I don't remember them messing around, but it just was real awkward, and there was like sexual tension between them, and it kind of didn't make any sense to me. But Daredevil picked up on it. He said, "I heard y'all heartbeats. Both of y'all hearts were beating fast," and I don't know. That just seems weird. That seems a little messy. Like I don't know, man. It doesn't put the woman in a flattering position that she would be in love with Punisher and the Daredevil. And to me, it seemed like that would be a stupid reason to have them getting into it with each other. But at any rate, uh, let me see if there's anything else that I missed on here. Um, oh, the scene when Daredevil and Punisher were fighting together was very cold. Um, I think he was close to killing the guy who killed White Tiger, and if he didn't hear that grenade, maybe he would have. Do it, Red. Do it, Red. Like Frank wanted him to do it so bad, but thankfully he heard that grenade and just grabbed him. Okay, is it unrealistic that they jumped off out of a two-story building and landed on top of a car and just put a dent in top of the car? It's like, come on. Like neither one of them are supposed to be superhuman like that, but now we just jumping out of windows and landing on top of cars and we okay. Um, Let me see what else. Oh, you kind of knew that it was gonna be rough when Kingpin was rounding everybody up, and then they said it sounds like an enemies list. No, that's exactly what it is. Uh, when he crushed old boy's face head, I guess it's the first time they showing us how super strong he is. They used to show us all the time, but people were saying that was gonna be like the most grotesque thing ever. Man, we've been watching The Boys on Amazon, so that was like a non-reaction to me, and I don't want to be the person that has become so used to violence that stuff like that doesn't affect me. But it wasn't that creative. It wasn't that dope. It wasn't that big of a thing. It wasn't shocking. You know, I didn't feel any type of way about it. I felt they could have handled that a little bit better. It seemed like they thought they really ate that scene up. They seemed like they really thought they did something dope with that, but that wasn't all that. Um, Heather agreeing to work with Fisk also just it's like you complain about Daredevil and vigilantes the whole time while you was sleeping with him every night. He's telling you that Fisk is dangerous, you seem to resent the fact that he has this so-called obsession with Fisk, and then the minute he offers you a job, you say yes. It's like how much did you even really like Matt Murdock if you would take a job from somebody that your boyfriend seemed to have a preoccupation with and also told you that he's dangerous? But I don't know. I just don't think they did a good job of developing her and writing her in a way that's believable. Because I think you and I are thinking, what woman would move this way unless she was always an operative, and the directors just aren't telling us that that's what she is. All right, y'all. I really didn't follow all of the notes that I had written down here, but I think I hit most of the points, man. We 11 minutes in. I'm Jay Spruill on this weight loss mission, and I'm hoping by the end of basketball season that y'all will see that I definitely committed myself to knocking off at least 20 to 25 of these pounds. Be smooth, be easy, be blessed.